Unlike a lot of the other recipes where we've told you how to prepare things and then cook them, this time we're not actually going to cook anything. We're going to enhance the flavor. And if you've gone to the deli counter and priced out what it costs for some of the more, what they call exotic smoked cheeses, which oftentimes are nothing more than cheddar, pepper jack, mozzarella, Goudas, and what have you, you'll understand why you can save a lot of money at home by doing it yourself and actually enhance the flavors of cheeses that are relatively inexpensive, yet put them out for dips and chips and snacks and what have you. Awesome. Now, what we're going to do, unlike what we've done before where we take everything, get it ready, put it in, and then start the fire, this time we're going to start the fire first, and I'll explain why. I don't want a lot of heat. In fact, if anything, this is almost going to be what they call a cold smoke process. I don't want the heat, but I want the smoke. How are we going to do that then? Okay, there's a couple of tricks that we'll walk you through as we do it. But first off, before I do any of my cheeses, I want to get my wood going, and I want to get it fired up and starting to smoke. Okay, now the fire is lit. If you'll notice what I did, I took the position of the wood chip pan, and I don't have it in the slots. I've actually got it sitting down on the fire itself. And part of the reason is I don't want a lot of ambient heat. What I'm doing right now is I've got this thing on high. I want to get these going. I want them to start smoking. Up above, I've got my water pan, and in it is just plain old water. You don't need anything fancy. Again, we're trying to keep the heat down. Right up on top of here then is what I call kind of a drip pan area that I've just taken one of the racks, lined it with aluminum foil in case anything drips. However, if I'm doing this all right, nothing's going to drip. Okay, the wood chips are now starting to come alive a little bit, and I'm going to kind of keep my eye on them. Once they start to smoke, I'm going to turn down the heat down to warm. Again, I don't want heat, I just want smoke. And the colder the smoke, the better. All right, as we talked about earlier, some of the cheeses that you can use, any good Tillamook cheese, you know, the pepper jack, the cheddars, any flavor that you particularly like. One of the things that you're going to want to do, though, is chunk your cheese. Now, you can cook an entire brick if you want to, but you're not going to get as much smoke flavor. So if you chop it up into, you know, 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch, just cut across it so that whatever size they end up. What you don't want is obviously a lot of surface area, you know, to pick up any heat. Now I'm going to give you a couple of secrets. One of the ways to help keep the heat down and yet allow the smoke to come in is to use a piece of cheesecloth. Imagine that, cheesecloth actually used for cheese. Take your cheese, soak it in a little bit of water, wrap it up like so, flip it around. That's now ready to go into the smoker. We'll just go ahead and throw it in right now. Okay. A couple of the other types of cheeses that you can use if you want to is a mozzarella. Big brick like that, again, it's relatively cheap. If it's not fancy stuff, you're going to make it fancy. Kind of a treat for the kids also. Hey, how about the actual string cheese strips that you get out of the package? They can be taken out same way, just open them up like that. You're going to wrap it in a piece of cheesecloth. In fact, all of these now are ready to go. Today what I'm going to do is I'm doing cheddar. I'm doing a Gouda. And again, try to keep your cheese up high. Again, as far away from everything as you can in terms of the heat. There's the mozzarella. It can go in like that as well. Now, if you're going to do more cheeses, or excuse me, more different types of cheeses, again, just take a little piece of cheesecloth, cut it to whatever size you're going to use that's convenient. Give it a quick soak. You don't have to marinate it, obviously. Like that. Take your string cheese, 2 or 3, or how many ever you want, wrap them up and throw them in there. Okay, now, I'm starting to get a little bit of smoke down here on the bottom. So I want to keep, what I want to do is I want to set these basically on fire, but I don't want flame, I want smoke. One last little thing also, if you're going to go ahead and do this again with a cold smoke, because of the fact that you're not actually cooking anything, crab sticks, lobster sticks, any of those type of little fish sticks that are already, you know, that we use in our salads, You want to impart a good smoky flavor to them, just lay them in there as well. All you want to do is just basically heat them up, impart a little bit of smoke. Now that fire is up real high. I like to turn it down on to warm. And again, I'm not in any rush on this, so I can choose either warm or all the way down to the low setting. And see this starting to smoke and what have you? I'm not even going to close the door. I want to keep that temperature less than 150 if I possibly can. If it starts to get a little higher than that, open it up a little bit. Again, you want smoke, you don't want heat. Check on it, keep an eye on it, give it about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the low, slow, cold smoke settings. You'll bring it out, you'll have some of the most fantastic cheeses, and you'll have saved a ton of money.